Currently on the way to go get two of the BMW's tires replaced. Actually, you can see it on the dash right now. We got a low tire light. My back right tire's been leaking, so I made an appointment for town for a tire. I already paid because I went in and they had to special order some tires. So we're gonna go there, get these fixed. All right, we're at the 240. I actually just removed the seat because it's over there. Headrest is right there, but I took it out because I need to line up all the bolt holes and stuff. So like I should be able to get to this front one and that one. I think this is actually the same carpet that I had in it when I had it like a year ago, because I cut all these holes out. This one is a nut. I don't think I have that, but I have the other bolts. So just need to find this other rear mounting point, which I don't know exactly where it is. But once I find the mounting point, I'm gonna probably give this a quick vacuum and then throw the seat in here and bolt it down. So I got these, which are bolts for the seat. They should hopefully fit. I looked up the thread pitch and the length. All right, it took a minute to align everything, but we got this bolt aligned, that bolt aligned. I got that one aligned on the stub that's back there. I don't have a nut for that, so that's gonna have to wait. And then I couldn't find any like spot to screw in the bolt for there, so we're just gonna be running the front two bolts for now, and then I'll move on to the passenger side. Okay, so actually next thing I want to do before doing that seat is I want to try to take off this like wheel hub extension, because I think the last person who had that was way taller than me, and I can reach pedals fine right now, clutch and stuff, but this is way too close. So I'm going to remove that. I'm also going to rotate it because the wheels are pretty straight right now, I'm pretty sure, but the steering wheel, as you can see, is not. All right, we got all the bolts cracked. Gonna fully loosen them now. Okay, so update. I took out the steering wheel in here, and I'm going to throw in the steering wheel from the 240, because I mean, I'm gonna sell this, but this thing's warped, and I figured if I'm selling it, I might as well just take off the steering wheel from it. So this one's straight, and it's got nice new clean bolts. I wouldn't be able to mount that one yet because I don't have the short bolts that go right into the hub. All right, got this steering wheel mounted. Need to get a center cap for it so it looks less ugly, but got that. We got the dash cover on. There's so much to do. Okay, I just removed the center console, and there was a hydro here. Well, technically it's still here. The actual like part you pull on, the handle, was already removed, and this is kind of ugly because it's making everything else with the center console not line up. But it's still connected in, and I don't want to tap into the brake system. So I think what I'm going to do is just for now unbolt it and then just tuck this like behind my seat or something for now, or just back here, so that way I can get the center console and stuff to fit nice. All right, this back one's actually already loose. Yeah, I'm going to need an extension for that one, I think. But these ones, I should be able to reach with my impact. Hey, look at this nice short shifter. So basically why all this is apart, well, why I unbolted like the shift boot thing, is because these bolts are just spinning. So I'm assuming that on the underside there's a nut, and I'm also thinking that that's why the back one was loose. I'm gonna guess that someone tried to take this off already, started loosening the back one, started doing this one, and then realizing that they would have to get in here. So I'm going to try to do it from up here and hope I don't have to go under the car. If I have to go under the car, I'm not going to do that right now. All right, we've switched to the rear. Kind of just leaving the interior alone for right this second, because I was going to try to get under there to get those bolts out. So right now, we're on like not the hardest ground either. So the jack is fully maxed out. I'm about to put jack stands under it. These ones don't fit. I have to use these ones. But I just want this kind of supported in the air more. And then once those sides are on jack stands, this back, I'm going to try to jack up the front and then put that side maybe on the ramps, because if I use the jack stands over here, those ones definitely are fitting in the front if they're not fitting in the back. So But I mean, all things considered, it's pretty clean down here. I mean, got like little surface rust, Godspeed coilovers. The fuel tank's not here because, well, it's in the trunk. Oh yeah, this is definitely the best way to support your car. No, but we got 2 jack stands under the lower control arms, or like the subframe area. I put one, it's not completely on it, but it's right under it. One bigger jack stand right in the middle of the diff just in case. I had one of these jack stands slip on me earlier when I was jacking up the front. We just got cinder blocks on the front, under the front wheels for now. But we actually have good clearance under the car. So I'm gonna get under there. I put a piece of plywood down, but right here is the shifter hole. So I'm gonna try to get back to these bolts, see if I can do that, and hold a wrench or something on there. Okay, 2 of the bolts are out, the 2 front ones. I found out why I wasn't getting it, because I'm like, all right, it's probably a 10, maybe a 12, maybe 14, you know, or maybe even 11. No, it was a 13. Who uses size 13s? So those 2 long ones are those. But then there's this one back one. And I mean, I can't really hold this from up top while doing it with my impact. So I'm going to see if I can get the wrench up here and maybe another down bottom, or I'll just have someone help me. All right, we finally got the hydro out. It's back there. I'm not going to unplug the lines because I don't want to have to bleed the brakes. So I got them done myself. There was actually 4 holes. I thought there was 3. I pretty much just had to like pull up on the assembly as I was loosening it with the impact so that, I don't know, it would make contact. And it took forever, but I just had to keep pulling it up. And eventually it came down. So now I'm going to vacuum this out real quick and then reassemble all of this. All right, so she definitely fits together nicer. I'm still going to end up buying a new center console because this is all cut. There's a huge hole here. I need a new shift boot. And eventually I need to get these lines out because it's not sitting 100% perfect. But it definitely looks better. Starting to have a nicer looking interior here. This is how she's running now. This is after the idle dropped a little. It honestly sounds a lot worse, only because there's so many holes in the exhaust from it being so low. I mean, like at this point, it's not even drivable at this height, at least in Rhode Island roads. Look at her, she's finally running decent. Still a little choppy when I rev it, but I'm gonna fix the exhaust soon. So yeah, this is the latest update. It's running actually, it's okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's running way better. I have coilover wrenches coming in so I can raise it. And once I raise it, I think I'm going to take it on the first drive. And on a second note, we also ordered brand new front suspension for the 240. Got everything off in Juku Racing. And we got upgraded inner and outer tie rods, adjustable tension rods, and lower control arm bushings. So paired with the drift knuckles that we have, I don't know if they're drop knuckles or the extended ones. I have to look at them. But this side actually has one. That's why if you look, it's kind of more cambered in. If you look at this side, there's less camber on it. The wheels aren't straight right now, but this side's already installed. The other side isn't. I have the other knuckle in here. So this is the other knuckle. So I'm fairly sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think these are drop knuckles. I think they're the extended ones because I'm guessing that this is going to be the stock mounting point, and this is the new one. That's what I would have to guess, the pickup points. So yeah, so this is the driver's side, and we have to install this and then everything else once it comes in. I'm currently driving right now, but I just wanted to take a minute and talk about what I did with the 240, because in the last few clips that will be in the video, the 240 was not running well. It was idling really bad. If I had the mass airflow sensor plugged in, it would run pretty good, but it would die after a little. If I had it unplugged, it would run like complete garbage, but it wouldn't die. So pretty much, I bought a vacuum leak tester off of Amazon, and I smoked out the intake and stuff. I did the vacuum leak test, and I found out that one of the little rubber gaskets where the injectors sit in the intake manifold wasn't flush in its spot. So the 3 back cylinders, where all the injector seals, or whatever you want to call them, the little O-rings, those were all perfectly flush and fine and not leaking. And then the one closest to the radiator was kind of crooked in there, and it was popped out a little. So all I did was grab a screwdriver, a flat screwdriver, and I essentially just kind of poked it back into place. And after that, I started it up, and I kept expecting it to die, but it just kept idling longer and longer. And I also adjusted the screw on the idle air control valve, and I think it seemed to help a little bit, not too much, but the idle's definitely calmed down. I don't know if the tachometer's off, but it is idling a little. I don't know if the tachometer's off, but it is idling at around like 1400 RPM. That's what it says, at least, but it sounds way better than it did before. And I know that the engine has a cam in it, so that could be causing some other stuff.